chemicals beneath the floor, like ancient beds that I carried them ashore.
Yeah, welcome back to Wildlife Reactions. Today I visited the sketchiest zoo in America. Where I've been surrounded from, I've worked at zoos. I've literally worked at zoos. How could your zoo be so sketchy that you got to put it in this video? Like,
And his name is Johnson!
no.
Helicopter!
Shit, no. Yeah, riddle me that. So we will use this soundboard to make these videos. Alright, let's begin.
This is a zoo. People online call it a junkyard of a zoo. Animals in dirty, tiny cages.
Ew. You're putting an animal here? This looks like a pet's cage.
Fences look sketchy. Chemicals and trash scattered.
No. Lock them the fuck up. They do not deserve a zoo license. They do not deserve a zoo license. Hold on, let me turn on this light for a second. Alright, now what could it be?
Everywhere. The owner's dog growls at kids and escaped animals. One review said it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Enter at your own risk. Another said we all went home feeling sad for the animals.
And you should, because those conditions, I'm gonna say it. It's straight up abusive. Because ain't no way you're gonna put animals in such deplorable conditions, and one of the animals is a dog. Dogs are not found in zoos. In fact, I believe some zoos actually have pet policies against dogs.
And somehow, it's still open. In this video, I'm checking it out for myself. We're walking through the zoo, meeting the animals, and seeing the exhibits. So be sure to hit subscribe and stick around.
All of you like the video, okay?
Until the very end for my honest review of this facility. Alright, so our journey through the capital of Texas Zoo begins.
Capital of Texas? Excuse me, that's Austin, Texas. Shouldn't the capital of states have adequate, perfect zoos? Good zoos, great zoos, yes.
It's in the middle of nowhere. Seriously. This place is located in Wildwood, Texas, about 45 minutes outside of Austin.
Wildwood? So it's not even the fucking capital?
A dirt road will eventually lead you to the zoo entrance.
Dirt road? Are we literally looking at a fucking dirt road to get to a zoo? Like, zoos that are trying, they've got paved roads.
Nearby sign asks guests to honk before coming in, because I guess nobody really comes here. Inside this entrance building was a miscellaneous terrarium, which was far from the worst of the exhibits at the zoo.
That doesn't even look clean. What the hell?
Overall admission was $17 for an adult, so expensive for...
Expensive! That is expensive! Normal zoos would charge you like $5 to $7. 17 for adults and 12 for children? That tells you everything you need to know.
Or something like this. Once we enter the zoo, the owner's dog was actually totally chill, and the second...
That completely contradicts what you say.
Exhibit for this Eurasian Eagle Owl was decent. Around
Okay, not bad actually.
Here I did notice some miscellaneous junk, and then a large mesh space home to a pair of emu who were happily enjoying the water. And that's when I stumbled upon some bones. So I guess the owner...
Oh shit, where did these come from?
Dog likes barbecue. Then if we head down this path, just kinda ignore this sign that says we're entering the...
Animals in petting zoo and other animals can nip, bite, scratch, or grab. Enter at own risk and feed at own risk. Now feed never. We are not responsible for accidents. Maybe sometimes you are.
The zoo at our own risk, and then you'll find an exhibit for a Bennett's wallaby, which I didn't see. And then a second exhibit for this elusive wallaby, which actually held a red kangaroo. Also around here, you can get even closer to the emu, which was, in my opinion, the scariest part of the entire zoo. Because
look at that weak-ass wall. You think this is safe?
These birds can grow just over 6 feet tall, and I don't think this fencing would stop them if they really tried. Back on the trail where a set of wooden, sheet metal, and wire aviaries...
Are these birds actually legally kept? I want to know.
If you could even call them that, or like cages, form a cause of various colorings. I know these signs said they were all rescued, and imply they've got a better home now, but honestly these are just way too small for large parrots. This trail then rounds out...
Yeah, those parrots can actually be big. They can actually be really big. And you're gonna give them a small ass cage? I actually saw this at the zoo I worked at.
With 2 more exhibits. First, a pretty boring and uninteresting cage for Patas monkeys, a species that is actually pretty uncommon in most accredited zoos, unlike this, but ironically super common in the wild. But then I found something I was genuinely impressed to see. Dingoes. Australia's...
The memes are coming back to me. The fucking memes are coming back to me. Dingoes are known for some crazy things that, frankly, I don't even believe.
Apex predator. The zoo was home to 3 individuals. The iconic ginger variant and 2 of the less common black and tan coloring. Credit where it's due, they actually have a pretty standard quality exhibit, and it must be nice for dogs to sit around and watch monkeys all day. Monkeys all day.
Monkeys? Which monkeys? Who you calling monkeys? Are those monkeys? I don't know.
Trust me, if you think that those guys were rare, be sure to watch to the end, because we are just getting
I can see that.
started. Okay, so long story short, this path we just took was actually a total dead end. And being hard to navigate was one of the common critiques I found of the zoo online, so be sure to check out that map in the description.
That map looks so generated. Like, what were they thinking? Usually I see zoo maps, they go, there, you take this, and then you take that, and on the left, right, then on to 3rd Avenue. Yeah, zoos are complicated.
Description below. Once we do get back near the entrance, we can cross this bridge past some free-roaming chickens in the brush.
Oh, free roaming? I had free-roaming ducks and crackers and turkey vultures living at the zoo.
And find the next exhibit. This enclosure was signed with the Coda Mundi. And I was like, where the heck are these things? So that's when I walked around the enclosure and was absolutely flabbergasted to see a broken lock on the exhibit.
No. Y'all need some serious emergency help. Because ain't no fucking way That looked like a snake to me. They escaped?
Did they escape? But actually, it's alright, because right behind this is the new exhibit for the Kodamuki. This habitat could use a bit more climbing.
Oh, they are mammals. Nice.
But it's obviously not bad, so I'm not gonna harp on them too much when they look like they're having a good time. Then I saw this fenced-in area for some domestic goats, and back on the path is this aviary that used to be a walkthrough for parakeets, but was now moved to the Great Grasso. And right when I thought I'd seen it all, I looked to my right and saw burrows, which can only mean one thing: prairie dogs. Now,
Yeah. Prairie dogs are not the only ones.
First I thought this was an exhibit, but then I saw them on both sides of the fencing and realized that there was something more going on here. These prairie dogs are either native, feral, rewilded, or my personal guess, escaped from the zoo. Because as we'll see later, they did actually have an exhibit at one point. Next up is a space for some pot-bellied pigs who were absolutely chilling, and in the back I saw a paddock for a sleeping camel who, don't worry, wasn't dead, because look, he moved.
Equestrians have such a problem. I mean, you'll look at equestrian horses, they lay on the ground like but they are not known for it. And so the owners think they're dead, and then it just gets up like, hey, you called me? And then the owner's like, what? I thought you were deceased.
Then the path opens up into a clearing that I'm just gonna go ahead and call the reptile section.
The reptile house. Of course. Of course. We've got snakes over here. Trigger warning. Move to this section.
Of the zoo. We begin inside a shack called Snakes in Texas. Now, this place was meant to be an assortment of terrariums, housing, I guess, snakes, although I can't verify exactly what was held here. Not only were the exhibits all empty, but
They look like they haven't been cleaned in 2 months.
they were broken into, trashed, and absolutely run down. And I probably shouldn't have gone in here just in case any of the animals escaped. At least they should be closed off, because I really do think somebody could get bitten by an escaped rattler. After that monstrosity was a shaded pool for an alligator snapping turtle next to a tub for some Texas native red-eared sliders. Then there was an enclosure for a four-legged crocodile, which I suppose was the first for the channel, and the path dead-ended with a cage labeled for an Argentine taken, which actually housed
Bleach?
2 containers of bleach.
Bleach is the most dangerous chemical, and I don't think I will ever use it.
And then a fenced-in pond supposedly for a Madagascan Nile crocodile. Also around here is a pen for the African spurred tortoise, and this bizarrely shaped exhibit for some turtles which I couldn't ID. Back to the main path was a wire cage for some guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs. They are so adorable. My science teacher actually had guinea pigs at school. Like, I wish guinea pigs were a thing we had.
Who actually used to live next door in this larger pen before the zoo decided to just dump concrete on everything.
No. What I hate about city planners is that they don't leave nature behind. They just fucking pour concrete on the grass like, oh, and here's some concrete for you, and some concrete for you, and some concrete for you. Let's destroy nature. Yeah, I don't like that one bit.
Nowadays, you can get up close to more African spurred tortoises, who seem like the happiest animals at the zoo. Across from that is what's labeled as the petting zoo.
Petting zoo, except the animals definitely should not be petted. They look like they could kill you.
which had some sheep, but didn't really seem to be
Okay, that might be harmless.
accessible for petting at all. Although I saw this on Facebook, so I guess there you have it. In the back, I also spotted the dead, sleeping camel again. Then an empty cage, followed by an exhibit for a rhinoceros iguana. Then the...
The fuck? How'd you come up with rhinoceros iguana? Tell me.
The path opens up into a large clearing, which will eventually lead us to one of the zoo's rarest inhabitants.
Peacocks? Jaguars? Y'all got big cats?
There was a bathroom which, contrary to review, was clean, but far more concerning was a corner labeled for a parrot show. It had an old bird cage, old...
The fuck. Parrots are not tiny animals. Y'all need to realize that.
With coffee makers and acid suits? So I'm genuinely concerned if any animals were actually doing shows here. Nearby was an aviary for some parrots who I hope weren't drinking coffee or acid. And then if we go down this path, past the picnic area, you'll eventually find a series of enclosures for vervet monkeys. Now I'm not really sure.
Sorry, my mom came in.
One of the rarest sights in North America. You're looking at the Asiatic black bear. These are so scarce in the U.S. that you can count the number of zoos that house them on your finger.
I needed some time to comprehend that. Asiatic black bears? That is a rare species.
But because they're being phased out of collections, they are hard to come by and we might not see them again. And unfortunately, the wow factor of their rarity is overshadowed by this tiny, unenriching enclosure, making it a heartbreaking final chapter for a species that is already disappearing from American zoos.
No, shout out to the black bears. They're actually quite decent if you know what you're doing.
Now if you're following along with the map I left in this video's description, you'll see that we actually have to backtrack down this trail onto the zoo's main pathway. But once we do that, it's time to get excited, because we're getting closer to the zoo's main attractions. Of course, after this aviary for the military macaw.
Military? Alright, let me switch it up. Hold on a second. Sorry parents came in the room, but I learned that the military macaw was actually called that because of its dominant green feathers. Kind of like what the military wears, the army wears, so yeah.
And this bizarre shed structure, which I think either is or used to be for Egyptian fruit bats, then the brush gives way to reveal a large fenced-in strip of desert for the sable antelope, another species that I was genuinely surprised to find here. These black knights of the savannah are instantly recognizable due to their striking coats and horns that can fend off lions. Usually you only find these guys at heavy hitters like Disney, Omaha, or the safari park, and having a decent-sized herd like this is incredibly rare. But the real shocker, they actually have a baby. And for a species of such status, breeding at a facility like this is a huge deal. So, Capital Texas Zoo, good job. Past all of that, this rock warns us that we're getting closer to both the zoo's rarest and most dangerous animals.
Yeah, big cats. Big cats. This zoo got it all. This zoo got it all. Cause what do you mean you've got big cats? If of course they were to escape. I walked in thinking that this was the entrance, but I soon found out that it wasn't. So if we head to our right, which another sign labeled as otters, we'll actually find, you guessed it, ground lemurs, who I did not find. After this is another bizarre concrete habitat with all the correct signage for prairie dogs, which were notably off exhibit, and because of what we saw earlier and what was right next to the antelope, I personally think that these were escapees. Then there was another sorry cage for a blue-throated macaw, and finally we get to see some...
The bad thing about it is the parrot cages. Y'all need to work on your parrot cages.
Otters, but upon further research, actually found that this pool was originally for capybara, which they no longer have. It gets the job done for these Asian small blonde otters who don't really have it that bad, so I'll let this one slide. And they also are one of the zoo's main attractions, as you can pay to swim with them.
Alright. One thing I will say is, do not swim with the animals. Y'all heard of crocodile and alligator attacks, so why do you think you can swim in the waters with those creatures? They'll just perceive you as a threat, you know that, right?
Besides that, this area also had another no-show lemur that was this time the red-fronted brown lemur, and then what I think is a newer, or at least renovated space for African porcupine. Also, don't go in this tunnel. If we continue past that, and just ignore this larger space for now, we'll come across the most shocking and rarest species at the entire zoo. This cage is home to two of the most elusive cats on Earth. Finding a genuine black panther in a U.S. zoo is like a mythical pull. They've been essentially phased out by the AZA to prioritize their northern cousins, the Amur leopard. Unlike their fluffy counterparts, these are sleeker, stubborn-style leopards, and these would be of the generic variety, because I honestly couldn't tell you which exact subspecies they are.
I was expecting a non-accredited, like, bullshit, rundown AZA, but this is AZA? This actually might not be half bad.
What makes them even more legendary is that ink black coat, a rare melanistic trait caused by a recessive gene, and as...
I tell you, Black Panthers aren't real. I said it. Come at me, guys. The Panthers aren't actually black. It is a sperm mutation, I believe.
As far as I'm aware, these are the only ones of their kind currently on display in any U.S. zoo. But it is a tough reality to see this rusted out enclosure for such a rarity.
Yeah, that's just no. Moral of the story, YouTube, zoos are never as we expect. They are never as we expect. Just like Creaturia. Like this one, it gives you level 1. Tier 2 needs level 5. Yay! Yeah, this is my website. I might start hyping it up from now on. But yeah, we are Dark Knight Dragons. Love y'all. And peace. Fate has been cruel and order unkind. How can I have sent you away? The blame was my own, the punishment yours, the harmonies silent today. But into the stillness I'll bring you a song, and I will your company keep, till your tired eyes and my lullabies have carried you softly to sleep. Once did a pony who shone like the sun look out on her kingdom and sigh. She smiled and said, surely there is no pony so lovely and loved as I. So great was her reign and so brilliant her glory that long was the shadow she cast, which fell dark upon the young sister she loved and grew only darker as nights passed. Lowly moon princess, good night, sister mine, rest now in moonlight's embrace. Bear up my lullaby, winds of the earth, through cloud and through sky and through space. Carry the peace and the coolness of night, and carry my sorrow in kind. Luna, your love so much more than you know, forgive me for being so blind.